Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Moss Valley here in Farming Simulator 25. We are still working away on field 2. I've got all the bales done on field 1. I'm now over here doing some baling on field 2. The harvester is still sadly harvesting over here as well. But yeah, we're working on the same field, so I've caught up. With the harvester. I have taken the harvester and refueled it because I very nearly came close to running out on this field. Because I'd left the AI in charge. He was doing his thing, but yeah, we are rocking away with the baler, producing our lovely bales. Like I say, what can I tell you? What can I tell you, folks? Well, as of today, actually, as I'm recording this video on Thursday, the 24th of April, Giants will be making an announcement later today concerning precision farming for Farming Simulator 25, which will be releasing on May the 8th on the mod hub. So we haven't got long to wait for precision farming, ladies and gents. That is coming to the game very, very soon. And there's going to be some nice new differences this year. Some new things in the mod. For example, we're going to actually be able to do tram lines with seeders for the first time in Giants game. We're going to be able to create tram lines when we're seeding, so we can create nice little paths for our following vehicles to drive on, our fertilisers and stuff, our sprayers, so we're not causing additional crop damage and soil compaction and stuff, which is really nice. We're also going to be seeing some new technology in the game this year for sprayers, where fertiliser sprayers are going to be able to be equipped with pulse modulation spraying. We've had spot spraying in the past for weeds. Well, this is kind of like taking another step, but this time for the actual fertilising side of things for the crops, where it's only going to be applying fertiliser to the crops that it needs it. So it's going to read the individual crops. And then if a crop needs some fertiliser, needs a little bit of additional support, it will give it to it. But then you won't be just continuously spraying from the back of your sprayer. So again, very efficient farming. Saves on materials. Minimises the amount of materials you need to use or you will be using and applying to your fields. Also this year, in the precision farming, there's going to be better subsidies and bonuses given to those farmers who use organic methods of farming. So all you farmers out there that like to use your oilseed radish as fertiliser, you are going to get subsidies for doing so. You will receive subsidies in the game for using oilseed radish. Farmers that use obviously manure and slurry to fertilise their fields are going to see a bigger bonus this year in precision farming for using those methods. So again, nice that you get rewarded for doing all the things, all the different methods in the game, rather than just going straight to the big bags of fertiliser or the IBC tanks of fertiliser. So yeah, looking forward to that. Like I say, May the 8th, precision farming comes out from Giants, and no doubt there'll be a whole load of issues for mod makers and map makers, where it's their work is not fully compatible with it, and they need to add soil maps and various things and do updates. We can look forward to all of that chaos. But at least Giants are pre-warning people. They're giving you like a week or two's notice that there's going to be an update There's going to be precision farming. So map makers and mod authors can make sure their all their stuff is updated, ready. So yeah, looking forward to that. Like I say, I've had a few mod updates this week. I've had the one for the additional game settings, which fixes the issue I had with the auto start, and it's also fixed a couple of other bits and pieces. Also got a couple of new mods now as well. I actually got round to checking in with Mr. Loki and see what he's been working on for FS25, and we have bulk fill. Bulk fill is an option over on Loki's GitHub, so I've got bulk fill downloaded. So now when I buy bags of seed or bags of fertilizer and I drive my equipment to it and press the button to fill, it will fill everything it can. I won't have to keep clicking the button for every single bag or every single tank. Like if I've got a seeder and I go to the seed bag part, the stack of seed bags or seed pallets, and I click the button, it will empty as many of those bags and pallets as it can hold in one go without me having to click every single time. So yeah, that's nice. I like that. That's a lovely quality of life mod that I used a lot in FS22, and I've got a feeling I was the only person in FS22 that used that mod, because it turns out Loki didn't actually make it publicly available. He didn't actually release it on the GitHub to the public. He literally sent it to me to test it via Discord, and as far as I can tell, I'm the only person that ever got it. So yeah, it feels nice to have bulk fill, or it felt nice to be the only person in FS22 that had bulk fill and using it. Of course, players who played with me in multiplayer got it by proxy of the fact I always put it on the multiplayer server. But yeah, it's nice to have it back for FS25, I have to say. I also, yesterday, downloaded and installed his Universal Autoload mod. Because obviously, yesterday I did a nice little stream, which you can find here on YouTube, where I was testing the early build of the Dragon's Den production pack for Black Dragon. I was doing some mod testing yesterday, testing his production factories and facilities, checking the ratios he wanted me to check to see if I felt they were fair in terms of the materials going in, the product coming out, and placing and testing a few of the productions and just seeing how they're operating so far, and if there was any issues with them to feedback for him to report, because obviously it's the early build, the beta build at the moment of the mod, so we're trying to get Black Dragon's trying to get as much fixed as possible before he rolls it out publicly. And it's also going to be a mod pack this year that's going to be split up, because the basic mod pack, the foundation of it, he wants to release on the mod hub with Giants, which means he's had to pull out some of the mods that, like the butcher mod and some of the like the smokehouse and things like that deal with the animals. He's had to pull those out of the mod pack for the time being, because obviously they won't be permitted on the mod hub. And also like the alcohol, the wine brewing, the beer brewing, the factories and stuff like that, he's obviously can't include those in the base pack, because again, Giants won't allow anything like that on the mod hub. But what he plans to do for PC players anyway, he will offer those as add-ons via his own website, where you currently get the mod for FS22 and FS22. The current FS22 mod is available on his website. He'll put the add-ons for the FS25 pack on there at the time, when the time is right. But at the moment, we're just trying to get the basic stuff worked out. Greenhouses, orchards, and some of the basic productions. Your bakeries, spinneries, tailor shops, those sorts of things. Oil plants, cereal factories. You know, all the basic stuff that he expands from the base game. And trying to sort out any, you know, issues with those. So yeah, it was a good day yesterday testing that mod. But obviously ran into the problem that has kind of really stopped me getting into the production side of things so far in FS25, in that there's no easy way in game of loading and moving vast quantities of pallets. Hence my decision to download the Universal Auto Load mod yesterday and give that a try, because there is an auto load pack thing on the mod hub, but having tried that now, I realise it only works with the pallets that come included in the mod pack. So for like, if you're buying seed and fertiliser and animal food and things like that, you buy them from the modded versions from the auto load pack, and the trailer will pick those up quite happily and then unload them. But anything that's generated by anything else, like factories in the game, the giant base game, or factories from mods, or animal pens, Giant's own animal pens, or animal pens from mods, the auto load pack doesn't touch those, can't interact with them, so it's kind of really pointless. And I've ended up uninstalling it because I just found it, like, it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't do what I want it to do. So I've added the Universal Auto Load pack yesterday, and I'll be honest, that I had very mixed results with that. Yes, it picks up the pallets that I want it to pick up. It just doesn't pick them all up. You know, a great big trailer. I took it to one of my orchards, which had all my lovely pallets of fruit outside in my test yesterday. Hit the load button, it picks up 6 pallets and stops. And there's a whole freaking whole trailer, still empty. And I'm like, what's going on? Why are you not picking up more pallets? So I've actually got it. I've actually got the Universal Auto Load mod installed today on this save. So when you come in, look, you've got a box showing you where all the auto load stuff goes if you choose to have auto load. Okay. And yeah, wasn't filling that box. Really wasn't. I've got this one from the selectable bale capacity pack, which I might use. Pick up my bales. Which will be kind of cool. Because I'm going to have a lot of them. I'm also thinking I need transport. Probably going to need to get one of these as well. Yeah. Again, from the selectable capacity mod thing. So we're probably going to have to grab some of those in a little while once I finish, because there's going to be a lot of bales to collect and store and stack. Also, after I finished playing and recording episode 2 the other day, I did a little bit of a stream over on Kick where I was playing and doing the harvesting and the baling of Field 1. Got Field 1 all finished. And then I was just having a general look around the farm to try and give myself some ideas of what I want to do and what things I might like to do. And one of the things I was looking at was that great big grain bin over there. The great big flat bottom grain bin. Because I obviously realise I'm not going to be using conveyor belts and stuff and mucking about trying to load. Trying to load a trailer, a silo. I did that in Farm Sim 22 on the Fen Edge map in multiplayer, and we quickly realised we didn't like the whole single crop storage and the faffing about. So we ended up, and obviously, unfortunately, in Fen Edge, there was no way to get rid of the grain bins in-game, because they were built into the map. They weren't part of your farm, so you couldn't sell them, you couldn't demolish them or anything. So I ended up having to download the save game off the server, open up the placeables XML file, and actually like delete them from the XML. And that way, that got rid of them in game then. And then we obviously put a normal silo on our farm. We actually used the Dragon's Den production silo, which was really quite good, because then everything we put into the silo, if we wanted to, we could just have it distributed directly from the silo to any of our factories on the map, which was really cool, using all the Dragon's Den stuff in FS25. So I'm thinking, possibly, I'm toying with the idea of knocking down and demolishing the flat bottom grain bin on the map, because I'm not going to use it. And then I looked about just putting in a regular silo extension, you know, to expand my existing silo, which I'm currently unloading all this wheat and stuff into, you know, from the harvester. Unfortunately, that flat bottom grain bin, the site it is sitting on, is just sadly a little bit too far away from the silo, that if I replace the the flat bottom bin with a silo extension for my main silo, it doesn't connect and doesn't expand the capacity of my multi-silo. So I'm going to have to rethink that one a little bit. But yeah, I was looking at things I could do around the farm. I think my harvester might be full. He is. So I'm going to unload him. I like how he breaks the field up into little lands, separate little pockets of land that he works on before moving on. So he's like he split this field into like 3 chunks. This is the second chunk he's working on now. But yeah, he's doing a good job. And if you're keeping tabs on the score at the minute, okay, time-saving stock check says we have got 222,440 litres of wheat currently in the silo. Okay. Okay. I did, however, make one little bit of a mistake. Okay. I did deliver some wheat to a chicken coop. I did. Yeah, I kind of messed up there. Delivered I'll show you next time I go to unload the trailer how I managed to make that mistake on Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon, I think it was, when I was playing. It would have been Tuesday afternoon, because I wasn't here Monday. So what would have happened is, Tuesday morning I would have recorded the video that went live, that goes live today on YouTube, episode 2. And then I would have streamed a little bit after that. think. Yeah, I streamed after episode 2. So this is episode 3. There was a bit of a stream, because of course in episode 2 I was talking about how I'd spent like 4 hours harvesting that field off camera, and like not very productive for me. So I decided if I was going to do some hours, so on Tuesday I decided if I was going to put in some more hours on the map, so there was actually a bit more of a progress before I sat down to record today, I was going to stream it. So then it's not just, I'm not just wasting time for no reason. There is a chance that, you know, people can come along and watch and hang out and chat with me, and, you know, I might get some subscribers, might get some gifted subs, you know, that kind of thing. Everything that helps, you know, putting out some content. And then obviously I'd already agreed to do the mod test yesterday, so I couldn't do anything else yesterday, streaming wise. Hence why I'm trying to get stuff recorded today on this map, because I would like to stream today, but I would like to take a bit of a pause from farming. I would. Because I kind of have done everything I need to do this week, farming sim related. And again, I've got other games that I'm playing at the minute, in addition to farm sim, that I would like to carry on and make a little bit more progress with. Not played any golf this week, and I'm itching to get back to my career mode in my powerhouse, win a few more tournaments. I'm excited to get back to some I have not played WWE before the whole WrestleMania weekend just gone, so I'll be interested to get into the game at some point, carry on with my GM mode that I started on stream last Friday. Obviously I'd like to continue playing some of The Last of Us 2 that I've been playing over on Kick, as it's on PC. I also want to go back and play some Days Gone before that gets an update next week on PC, because I'm kind of betting that if it updates, it's probably going to break all the mods. And then obviously at some point in the not too distant future, I would like to purchase the Oblivion remaster that came out this week, and give that a bit of a play and see how things are, you know. So yeah, very active at the moment on the gaming front. I am enjoying my farm sim, getting back into my farm sim. Like I say, I have been doing that quite regularly this week, and getting like pulled into like all the modding stuff. Like I say, got Farm Sim G mods rocking and rolling currently here on the map. Making use of those. Got some other mods that we will take a look at. Like I say, bulk fill's going to be quite nice. Yeah, got quite a few bales. I think they said we've got 420,000 litres currently sat on field in bales. That's quite a nice amount of straw, isn't it? Tell you what, bale on end turner, lifesaver. It is. Because you could imagine how quickly and easily it would be for bales to escape on a map like this. But yeah, we've been up to the store, because obviously we swapped over the baler. We did. Getting through some of the round bale net. Yeah. Right, let's go and, yeah, he wants unloading. He does. Got to straddle the straw swath. And we'll take a screenshot there. I'll take a screenshot there as well, just in case the angle doesn't work out right when I scale the image down a little bit. Right, we've got to go take the trailer to unload. Which means, unfortunately, the harvester ain't going to get a lot further up the field, is it? Because he'll get full again. But yep, take the trailer. We can unload him. How are we looking at time? 26 minutes already I've been going today. Wow. 26 minutes of me flapping my gums. Oh yeah, another good mod that came out that I saw today on the mod hub, which I must have missed yesterday when Giants were doing all their updates, mod hub updates and stuff, and pushing out all their different things, because obviously Giants released a few of their own mods again yesterday, like the class saddle track mod and that. But another mod that I saw today, which came out yesterday, was the cultivator settings mod, which when you buy any kind of cultivator in game, you have the option of setting whether you want it to do shallow, deep or normal cultivation, and you also have the option of buying a cultivator in a configuration that allows you to adjust it on the fly before you start doing your cultivating. So you no longer have to worry about buying a shallow cultivator or whatever in the store, because every cultivator can do the same thing now. It's all user configurable, which I think is kind of cool. I like that. I did like that. Again, that mod came out in FS22. I felt quite late on in FS22's life cycle, but once it came out, it was one of those mods that, yeah, it's always installed on the save, because then I've got the option. I can buy one cultivator and I've got the option whether I want to deep cultivate, shallow cultivate, whatever kind of like my mood fancied, really. And I did like that. So yeah, I've got that downloaded and installed. So there's a good chance you might see that being used in the save when we get to cultivating. So yeah, here's obviously my wheat. Now what I did the other day, on Tuesday, I came out a gate on the side and come up this way. And obviously I saw the pipe thing, saw the tip trigger there, and thought, oh, there's another little tip trigger for the silo. There's another one on the back there. That's awesome. So I tipped my wheat there. Didn't realise I was actually filling the chicken coop up in the middle, which is the blue roofed building. So yeah, that's why I've got 10,000 litres of wheat sitting in a chicken shed with no chickens. Because I didn't realise I was tipping it in a chicken shed. I thought that was another tip point for the silo. It was a long afternoon on Tuesday, ladies and gents. You'll forgive me if I was very tired on Tuesday, given obviously the weekend that I'd had and the week I'd had before that with very little sleep. You know, only an hour or two each day. And none Saturday or Sunday, apart from the couple of hours I got on Friday morning before I got up. So between getting up Friday morning, I didn't sleep Saturday, Sunday, and then I almost had a bit of a coma Monday night, where I slept really deeply. Woke up Tuesday morning quite confused. thought I was late for the bus, the school bus. And then it took me a few minutes to remember I'm old. I don't go to school anymore. You know? But yeah, we get this done. Move things forward. So yeah, the last couple of nights I've been very early to bed boy. Very early to bed. Making sure I'm catching up with the sleep that I missed and lost last week. Yeah. Quiet weekend this weekend for me, I think. Real life. There's no football now. Football season's ended. I'll probably be at home all weekend unless somebody saves me, rings me up and convinces me to be sociable. So yeah, I might get some stuff recorded over the weekend or some kind of streaming done or something. I don't know. Play it by ear. I'm not going to commit to things just in case I can't make those commitments. Don't make promises you can't keep. I will try not to. Right then, we'll carry on. So yeah, that's all I do basically at the minute. I'm baling, and then as soon as the harvester gets full, I unload him, and then I jump back on the baler, and together we're going to get through this field. It's nearly 3 PM. I was kind of hoping, I was really kind of hoping I'd have all the harvesting finished by the end of August, by the time we finish August. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. It doesn't, sadly. Because I've still got one more. I've got the field of oat to do after this. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue for me. Oh, there's a bale that has rollered. There's a bale there that has gone for a walk because it didn't land on its end. Do have to watch that a little bit as well sometimes. The bale on end turner thinking, yeet bales. It can yeet them and send them for a bit of a trip. But thankfully, he hasn't done it too many times. But yeah, I'm going to need to get myself a bale collector, aren't we? And then I'm going to have to find somewhere to stash bales. On the farm. Probably not going to stash too many though, because like I say, I don't really have a use for them yet. Now, someone did tell me on Tuesday afternoon there is a little bit of an issue on this map. Whereby there is an area somewhere on the map where there's sheep. There's a sheep enclosure for doing sheep. And goats, if you want to do goats, obviously with this being FS25. However, there's a bit of an issue apparently with it, with the fact that the gate or whatever to get into it, the sheep area, is in the middle of a load of trees. I was forewarned about that. What I might do is go off and explore at some point and find that area, and with the power of the lumberjack mod, remove any offending trees that are in restricting access to the gate and making it impossible to get to the sheep area, and then sheeps become viable on the map. I was almost going to say that basically if it isn't here at our starting farm, if something is not here in this area, I'm not going to bother with it on this save. So if we don't have a sheep pen, I wasn't going to get into sheep husbandry in this save. That was kind of my thinking, but I don't know. Might change my mind. Depends where the sheep area is, of course, and how far I've got to go to find it and stuff. Again, at the moment, I've been that busy trying to get the field work done. I've not really had a good chance to explore what is on the map and what the map is about. I mean, I've had a brief trip to the store to get the baler. And that's about the limit of my travels. That's about as far as I've gone. But down we go. Rocking, rolling, riding. Boom. There goes a bale. Right. That is a bit of a natural endpoint at the minute, I suppose, to the baling, because you're still working on this big chunk here in the middle. He is. So I guess we can make a start over here. I do need to go and empty the harvester. But I can do that very shortly. That might be a mistake. I thought it might just dump that bale right into where the harvester wants to be. Right, we will empty Mr. Harvester so he can continue on his merry little way. And that will make the trailer half full again. Definitely getting a reduced yield off this field because of obviously this field obviously had weeds growing in it and stuff, which have negatively impacted things. Plus, from the look of the map screen, if we go in and have a look at the map and look at the thing, actually, it's not too bad actually. It doesn't need ploughing. This field doesn't. But 14 did and 33 does. Only 2 fields need lime as well. Interesting. Interesting. Right, folks. I am going to leave you here at this point, ladies and gents, because it is that time of the day where I need to stop the recording, otherwise you're going to be here for hours. And I'm sure you've got other things to go and do and go and watch. So I will say thank you for watching today's episode. Really appreciate it. I will see you again in a few days' time with another episode here on Moss Valley. And I'm sure there'll be a live stream from Riverbend Springs as well at some point. Until then, take care of yourselves, ladies and gents. Stay safe. Goodbye.